Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of TFT Study Hall with your host from TFT Academy. My name is Frodan.
And I'm Dishsoap.
And we are back. It is the end of September. Can you believe it? We're almost done with the year. And it is patch 15.5. And not the mid set, although they've made so many changes, Dishsoap. It just feels like back-to-back patches now. It feels like we've had like a mid set type of thing going on.
I'm gonna push back on this. I don't think last patch had many changes at all. Like if you're counting the words in the patch notes, it's a lot of changes. But like when you actually examine on how the overall meta changed, like not that much. Like there's like 10 meaningful changes. The rest of it is just like power up removals. And like you're just looking at a spreadsheet for that anyways. That didn't change. So
it's funny you say that because there were mid sets in the past that also got the exact same criticism. They would swap out one trait, they would do a bunch of changes, and then people felt like, it's like the same thing anyways. And so mid sets didn't have much impact.
Like if you're a no patch note reader or like if you're like a patch note skimmer, like it seems like this is a fucking mid set, but there's seriously not like that much different.
I say that because I do patch notes rundowns, and I can pull it up here real quick. I did like a patch notes rundown where I prepared the slides because Mortdog's no longer doing it. And I gotta tell you, they just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And this bad boy took me like 3.5 hours to do or something like that. I'm just trying to pull it up for you. Where like all the different power-up changes.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's just like 90% of this patch notes, so.
It was like half of it. You're not wrong. But like doing all these, it's a lot of changes, and they did it back to back. But you're feeling like it's not that different functionally from what was 2 patches ago? 2 patches was that before or after Yumi and Ash?
Wait, what? I'm talking about last patch.
No, I'm saying like, yeah. What was the 2 patches ago meta?
What were we saying 2 patches ago? I mean, 2
okay,
patches ago
last patch meta. You're saying Star Guardians still, right? Star Guardians and Malzahar reroll and Socialite.
But they beat patch Malz and Socialite.
Okay, so you're saying the B patch, since the B patch of 15.4, nothing has changed much.
I mean, I don't want to say nothing. There's like 10 meaningful changes, which is not nothing at all. But like I don't think it's changed very significantly. I think they like replaced Ash and Yumi, or like they swapped them. Like Yumi was unplayable and Ash was B tier, and now Ash is unplayable. Yumi's B tier. I guess Akali's back. They made Cog like more consistent. They made Luden's Ari even more of an insta win. They made Jinx like they nerfed like a lot of like they nerfed like the Matcha Trainer scaling and like some of the hero augments. So like now like there's less Exodias now for like Jinx to like not go against. So, I mean, that was like the main things.
Well, I mean, I guess we can just go ahead and dive into the meta tier list section and break down the meta. So let's do that real quick since we're already starting the conversation. Okay, so at the very top, we have Star Guardian Jinx. This composition, if you've played any kind of sort of ranked, if you haven't heard, this is usually 2 to 3 people minimum playing this. And if not, you see only one person playing it, you probably should find a way to get into it. And it's largely because people have figured out that we should probably switch the order here, but Gather Force specifically with a Shojin damage build on Jinx is doing an obscene amount of damage. Actually, at the very launch of this patch, there's a small bug where Jinx was getting an accidental second power-up of a giant mega rocket. I think that's set to launch next patch. And then they hotfixed that like on live. But even after that post-hotfix, it's still really, really strong. And then you combine that with like best defense Poppy, and of course it's also pretty dynamic. It's one of the comps that I think people are just spamming the most of right now. So this is public Emmy #1. Am I getting most of it? Is it what else am I missing? Dishsoap?
Oh, I mean that's pretty accurate. Yeah, no, this comp is like super good, like consistent if you get to the board. I guess doesn't really have any bad matchups. You just do a ton of damage, and Poppy is disgusting. You get to play Cassante. You don't have a low cap. Like a lot of these things with like these 4-cost comps, like you could honestly even argue that like if you hit the Yumi 4-cost board, they're like pretty equivalent on level 8, and then you just can't fucking do anything late game. So who cares?
Yeah. The thing about this comp that stands out to me is how stable you feel even on 1-star Jinx, but that is almost not true about almost any other comp, except for the other comp that might be able to farm, which is Akali. We'll talk about that a little bit because I do think 1-star Akali can cheese the 1-star Jinx. But I do feel like I see so many people, they just hit any front line, right? It doesn't have to be Poppy 2, it could be just Cassante 2. It could just be like team effort, just have enough value with like, belt overflow, just have another belt. And they have 1-star Jinx, and then she just explodes as long as she gets to like her second, third cast. And then you can fast 9 that way. And that is what makes it really easy for people to 3-way it, because you don't have to hit your 2-star board, versus what separates something from some of these other like, 4-cost comps like Yuumi and some of these other compositions, that it feels like you have to hit like a lot to keep up with the DPS from Star Guardians.
This is one of the biggest benefactors of like Crystal Gambit buff through Crystal Gambit. I think this is usually what you want to play from that line, because you're like already holding the Rel and the Syndra anyways. I mean, you don't actually play the Syndra, but like you get to hold like the Star Guardians on the Crystal board while killing units usually, which is pretty nice. And then
you mean mid-game, right? Like stage 2, stage 3?
Yeah. And then you kind of want to just go sword in every single carousel. So that's not really going to be like, you're not really going to be able to do that from like full win streak unless you're like super lucky.
Yeah.
Or you just had like swords drop naturally. So this is like one of the things that's okay to play from loose streak. If you don't have Crystal, you definitely should not be loose streaking, by the way. That shit is trash. But yeah,
what do you mean? Can you say more about that? You shouldn't be loose streaking.
I mean, you're just not you're just not allowed to loose streak without Crystal. Like, it's just terrible.
Oh, you mean currently just in general as a macro POV?
Yes. Yeah.
So just win, lose, preserve your HP, and don't even try to like full open or like sell your board or anything like that.
I mean, you can like, if you don't have an opener in you're angling a reroll comp, you can 5 loss. Like 5, like you can 6 loss. But
right.
Past that, you should not be losing anymore. Like the only way that's acceptable is you're playing a reroll comp. But if you're playing a fast 8 comp, you should never default 5 loss unless you have Crystal.
I feel like that's why some certain lines are struggling statistically, because they do, and they try to play, let's say like Mentor Rise, which by the way we'll talk about a little bit of why it's struggling, but they'll like play that from like a pretty low roll like loose streak spot, and then they just go 8th anyways. So that's how I feel like a lot of players are struggling on the patch currently, because they feel like they're getting gated by some of these competitions.
Yeah, I mean, 5 loss no Crystal 4-cost comp is probably in this average like 6 AVP.
Are you trying to push Crystal Gambit into like the full loss? We're just pulling up Crystal Gambit for the visual, not the actual comp. But like, are you trying to go like 6 and 9, or are you just like taking whatever you get and just getting some resources?
I've been pushing it a bit. But like pushing it to me is like going for like 250.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I got a 500. I was kind of playing for fun though.
Okay. Wait, 500? Holy cow! That's. Oh, by the way, fun fact. I'm not sure if you saw this, but apparently, and I heard that you can cash out a corrupt vampiric scepter from your Crystal Gambit cash out, which is an old artifact from like set 11 or something like that.
Yeah, you think that's the lower one, but that's not even the lower one. You can also cash out a trench coat, but they remove trench coat from the game, so you get nothing. You just get nothing.
No, wait. How did you find this out? Did it happen to you, or?
Oh, I mean, I just heard that like the thing is bugged, and like I'm like 99% sure that's what the bug is. Because the thing is, I've gotten that cash out before, and I mean, I got an artifact.
Oh god. Okay, and what is that cash out? Is that the 250 cash out? The random artifact?
Yeah, it's just the random artifact. Because the thing is, in the previous patch note, they changed it from an anvil to a random artifact. And I don't think they updated the random artifact pool.
No. Oh god, it's gonna happen this weekend at TPC. I just feel it. Oh god, Dishsoap's gonna be playing in the final Pro Circuit Cup this weekend. Oh
bro,
Lord.
you think I'm not hitting? I'm hitting.
Okay, but don't you also? You will hit, but don't you feel like also maybe the variance will swing the other way because you've won 2 worlds? So like Riot needs to make you pay in some way. Like you kind of you owe them some low roll tax,
bro. Like why are we like summoning this?
No, okay. No, I'm worried for you is what it is. But you know what? You're right. Positive eyes only. Dishsoap will win. Also, Dishsoap's been getting pretty unlucky. I mean, obviously, I think he tweeted that he could have made some final, but he's been getting really close to final lobby past couple cups. And like if 1 or 2 things went slightly differently, he'd be there. So I'm feeling a final lobby.
I was just not that good. It's
no, but I also watched some of your games. Some of those games were pretty unplayable too, though. But it's all good. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to other comps besides Star Guardians. I mean, okay, first of all, we have to tell you guys, Luden's Ahri is just too insane. You're probably not going to get to RE3 very often, but if you do get Luden's on Ahri, there's 2 builds. You can play her with Jewel Gauntlet and Blue Buff, or Jewel Gauntlet and Giant Slayer, whichever you honestly have. She just shoots and she just one-shots everything. Is it? Oh, it's always Killer Instinct, right? There's no. Is there any other fruit you're looking for when you're playing for Ari?
No, I'm pretty sure you want Killer Instinct, like always.
Okay.
I've seen some people like argue for like some other stuff, but like I don't think so.
Okay, got it. Okay. Super insane. It's just another variation of Star Guardian. And the reason why this is contrasted is because, like, why do you have even a separate version? Because you technically have Ludens. You can put Ludens Ari in a different Star Guardian. Is that one of the small innovations to the Star Guardian line is because the core shell is so powerful, you actually can start taking out some Star Guardians, and one of the first Star Guardians you take out is Ari. So just to keep that in mind. A lot of people I see people play, and they're like, oh, which Star Guardian do I take out? I hit Cassandra, I hit Varus, I hit all this stuff. Usually you're taking out Ari and then Syndra. Those are like the two Star Guardians you might be kicking out the most, because Syndra gives AP to the team, and because you don't really need Ari nearly as much when you have all this power and Shojin going for the Jinx anyways.
I have like legit a 0% Ari play rate in that line.
Yeah. I mean, even in the mid game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I mean, of course you buy it on like Sage 3.
If you get Ari dropped out of Orb, you're not playing around her at all.
Okay. Sorry. I mean, you can play anything. You can play anything on Stage 2 and Stage 3, but I mean, like on 4-1, I have a 0% Ari play rate.
Yeah,
like,
okay, got it. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, definitely check that out. The other comp we have in S tier that I think people still ask about, I saw Kean's like, yeah, because Kean rates mech pretty highly, and some other people rate mech highly. Why do we rate mech super highly here, just so compared to some other people?
I don't know. Like 7 mech is just broken. There's nothing. There's nothing balanced around this 7 mech unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's why it's rated highly. But like the thing is, like you need the Yone, which sucks. So.
I mean, if you drift duo, but also, I actually think drift duo is kind of a bait, by the way. Sometimes
I mean, drift duo is fucking more high roll, man. Like you need to start the game with like 5 Lucians minimum.
Yeah, or like build a butt or something like that. But I agree. I think mech is really good. I've seen so many people feel like their spots are so doomed, and they hit the Yone on stage 4. Then all of a sudden they 4-streak on stage 4, and they can go to 9, and all of a sudden their game is like saved because the mech is really good. I have 2 questions about this. The first is that the suggestion a lot of people are making are playing around mech pilot. One, is that true? Like you should always be trying to angle for mech pilot. And 2, what's the best strategy around that if you're not hitting? Because like the fruit management aspect of mech pilot can get really, really clunky and awkward.
I mean, I do think mech pilot is like probably the highest cap, but like if you don't have an excess, like I'm pretty sure you have to stop fishing for it with like 2 movers left or something, because you're probably just cooked otherwise. Like I'm pretty sure like it's not OP enough to like start remaking stuff. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean you probably remake like Senna if you didn't have Senna items, because I feel like you can probably remake Senna on level 8, like 2-star, because the 2-star actually matter. I feel like selling Lucians is pretty bad. Yeah, because you like really want Lucian too. And the thing is that's really nice is that you're guaranteed the second one if you get the first one. So I think it's probably worth fishing for if like up to like 2 fruit removers maybe. Okay, and that's on the immediate. The strategy that worked best for me was just play like standard Karma and whatever, like Jarvan or whoever else, maybe if you high roll Yone, and then when you get to 9, you just like start looking for the Sennas, and you just keep rolling on Senna until you find the mech, and then you can just immediately remove and go for the Lucian. So when you're down to 1 fruit, that's like the way that I think you can do that. But that's like end of stage 5 type of play, because you just need to get to 9 and you need to get your board. So I feel like it's really inconsistent otherwise. I don't know. I feel like you probably can't go that wrong with having like Mage and Karma and some other dog shit on Lucian. So okay, you're going for Karma Lucian. You're not going for J4 or anything like that, like frontline. Wait, what? You're going. You said Karma and Lucian. Oh, I meant to say Yone. Oops. Okay, got it. I feel like the Jarvan fruits suck. I mean, Mana Rush doesn't suck, but that okay. I'm pretty sure that one's like a sub 10%er. It's actually a 5 weight, so it's just half as likely to show up as his secondaries. So it's a rare one. But yeah, the thing is, I think body change is some utility, I guess, but yeah, I feel like the default tank ones are like very bad on him. So. Yeah, fair enough. Let's talk about some of the A tier. Let's talk about the new rising of Akali. She's back. And she is being played with 2 Nashers because just the quick maths.
Attacks with Nashers are 4 if they critically strike when you're playing Executioners to get 100% crit on Akali with the double Nashers, because Nashers itself also gives 20 crit. You're guaranteed 4 mana. She attacks twice. That's 8 mana. Rise's Mentor bonus gives you 2. Guess what? That's a clean 2 auto Akali cast. And then the third item is pretty flexible. You could play Quicksilver. I've seen a lot of Shojin. I don't even know if I like Shojin, but I've seen people play it. Probably because it's an early game slam that can kind of get into the line. Hodge, artifacts,
I'm
so forth.
I'm pretty sure it's not Shojin. It is for sure Kyosas.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I played a game with the Shojin and it did not feel as good. But either way, this is the line that people are playing, and they go for like a mech variation of Akali's support. Now, this might look really familiar to some people who've been playing since the very beginning of the set. You might remember this as the mech variant of All Out Cassante, and that's because it is. We actually used to go Infinity Edge, Edge of Night, and you played Cassante. You moved into the back, and instead of playing around more Executioners, you play some more Strategists, and that was like the way we set up. Instead of playing around Supreme Cells, you played around some more of the other Strategists, and you had Akali as your duo carry. And this is something that started getting more popular through Reddit. It started to make its way around some of the social media forums. Dishsoap said he went up against it in scrims. So talk to me about Akali, man. Where does this fit in the meta right now?
I'm pretty sure this is just like broken up to the point where like I don't know when people start using their brains, but it's just like broken when people are like autopiloting.
So because
you might
broken on
yeah, pretty much. But like I don't know. I like hate rating comps like that because like it's broken in like a suboptimal. It's I don't know, in like a suboptimal setting. But the thing is like this does have merits like when people know what they're doing, because like late game you can just stat check people with this board, especially if you get to like lead 2 as your duo carry. But I feel like in order to like get to like the late game spots where you can just stat check people, you need to be like scamming a lot of rounds on stage 4, and I feel like if everyone paid attention and like hard position for you, you probably wouldn't be able to make that like get there consistently.
But for the intents of most people who aren't competing at the regionals level, I would say that this is still a really effective comp for a lot of people, especially on stage 4, because you can kill the 1-stars, right? The low rollers. And that's not just the Jinx in the corner, but if you catch, the Yuumi one, if you catch the Rise one, if you're going up against another mentor mech player.
Yeah, I don't know. It just sounds kind of elitist, but like I don't really want to just crown this comp like new S tier when it probably like should, like for the purposes of this tier list, is because like I don't know, it just feels bad. Like I don't know, like it's not like doing well on its own merit. It's doing well because like people are just not paying attention.
Yeah. So and also people kind of forgot how to position around Akali. Maybe we should do a little brief primer again. All right, Dishsoap. How do we do it? So
the thing is like a catch too, because like you can still just beat the anti-Akali just by stat checking, but like we already said that.
We can. So by the way, we have a new feature of an enemy board. So let's go ahead and where do we want to position? I am the Akali player. Where am I positioning?
I mean, 90% of the time they're just going to be putting it A3 or A5.
Okay.
And then sometimes, like decently often, they'll put it in the middle. To like bait people that are like doing the lazy swap where they move it one left or one right.
Okay.
Their carry one left or one right. The way I like to do this is just by doing the middle right positioning.
The middle right positioning. What does that mean?
So you have your 2 tanks, your 2 best tanks, one in the top and like dead middle.
Okay.
And then one on the far right corner.
Okay.
And then you have your carry in the corner.
Okay, we'll just use Ezreal.
Or sorry, far right corner. Yeah.
So just position like this, and if you have more than 3 melee units, you just move them back or something, or what? What do you do?
Yeah, just don't put them on the right. You just do whatever you want. Just don't put them like.
You put them even
just
here.
Don't put it. I mean, that's like probably fine, but like, why we're putting our melees in the back line anyways? Just put them on like the line on the top left or something.
Oh, okay.
And if you have
you're saying like this.
Yeah, and then if you have more than that, you can like put them like. The other one's like down a row, but like just don't put them on the right.
Okay. And so Ezreal or your carry should be safe. Now the thing is, if you're the Akali player, there's actually a way you can counter this, right?
Yeah, if they put it like on the corner yourself, but like does it actually? Can't you just have a unit like?
Right, you can bait here, and
you can just bait there. I don't get it.
there is a second layer as well. I think someone said if you move Akali back, I'm not sure how far back. I think it's like.
No, I mean, none of these players are doing it, man. Like literally no one will do this.
Yeah, but like, isn't our job to instruct them? So you can actually anti Akali positioning by staggering her as a melee, to have her walk back. You play your tanks. Let's say you just have this, and I believe if you move her back, it actually has her directly aggro onto this, and it jumps back into the corner. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, I don't know if this is the exact setup, but
there is one. I think it might even be one to the left here, but
yeah, I think you need to delay the Akali a bit more.
Okay. So this is the way you anti Akali positioning.
Literally, no one's gonna do this, by the way. And like, if unless you're one life, you can just see them doing this once, or you can just scout the way around if they just do this against a different guy. Like in theory, if we're all doing this, like this is just so easy to like you just do something else.
But if you know that is coming, then you can just play something like this, and then the Akali just basically Zephyrs herself, and then you just get more uptime on your carry, and they don't kill it. So there's layers to this. There's layers to this, is what makes it kind of funny. But yeah,
like I promise you, 98% of the time, okay, maybe like 96% of the time, just the middle right positioning will do what you want.
Yeah. What about the anti Akali? Well, I think someone already beat me in chat. Just sell your carry so that they can't Akali it. So just sell your 2-star. All right, so Akali. So you don't want to rate it S tier, but it's performing pretty well. How are they doing in scrims? They were playing it, right? Is it like a top 4 comp in scrims at the pro level?
I don't know. Like the times I've seen it, they actually made it to the promised land.
Like least into and everything like that.
Yeah. Okay. So like also I'm pretty sure like if you have bronze for life, like there's like that old
yeah. You cut there's like details, and
there's like the Zach bronze for life board. I'm pretty sure it doesn't even matter like if your Akali does anything on that board, you just win.
Yeah, they buff bronze for life dispatch. That's definitely something to keep an eye out for. Okay.
Like that's the time I saw it win. Usually it was going like 3rd to 5th. I think I maybe saw it go 2nd, like spectating someone else. But
okay, let's talk about the other comp that's starting to get some hype as well. There's a new the new power-up fruit available for Janna, which is to play around Veteran. And Veteran Janna is becoming a more popular thing. It started off in China to play it as a replacement for Yasuo. You play Yasuo in the mid game because that's how you can get to 4 mentor quickly, but you take it out as soon as you hit Rise, and then people roll for a kind of like a mentor Rise variation. Just happens to play Janna and lean more into strategists. So give me your thoughts. Is this comp for real? And if so, how do you approach playing it? Because it can be kind of tricky to navigate through, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think this comp's like pretty good. The thing is, like, this is another thing where like the board is good. Like this board we're showing you now is like very, very strong. It's like kind of hard to get there, especially like if you're not playing it from like veteran first fruit on your Janna. Like if you have to fish for this thing later, like there's a chance you just straight up go 8th. Because it's like her rarest fruit, and you literally need it or your comp does nothing. So that's pretty cool. And then you also really want best defense in your Kabuko for like a ton of extra damage. So this is definitely like a very, very fruit.
Yeah, it's fruit driven. It feels, and we'll swap this. We always see like these smaller things, like, oh yeah, we should probably make that the recommended suggestion. If you don't hit Veteran, are you screwed? Is there any other alternative? Can you do anything? Because like the problem with this comp is that Veteran is like the lowest chance fruit possibility on Janna. So if you miss, are you just dead?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I just wouldn't commit. Like I wouldn't roll down for this comp unless I already had Veteran on my Janna.
Okay. Like at the beginning of the game, it's kind of like how you check for over 9,000. It's the same thing. You just like check at the beginning game, Veteran. Okay, now I can think about going for Janna.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. You have like 2. I don't know. Like I mean, someone would have to show me the math of you fishing for it on 3 or on 4-1.
Right.
Because 4-1 is the best odds.
Okay, the odds slightly increase at 4.
Or sorry, like stage 4. Like stage 4 is the best odds for like every fruit in the game.
Okay. Yeah, except sometimes the early game stuff that you can't get, right?
But yeah, but like if you're ever fishing for a fruit, it's always 4-1. Like if you're like trying to hard force something. Someone have to show me the math on like if you saved every fruit remover for 4-1 fishing for Veteran, what would happen? And if the math on that was like decent, like maybe you could play this without Veteran early, but like I don't know. Like maybe I'll like fruit, like if I have like a godlike Janna spot for other reasons, like maybe I'll like fish for it on like 2-1 or 3-1, and then like only roll down like after I can confirm it or something.
Yeah, agreed. Also, just as a note, this Janna is not as free as you would think because there are a handful of Kog'Maw players and they will hold Jannas. I mean, sometimes they even go for Janna 3 if they're like in a spot, like they take max cap, they're just like rolling for everything. And they might itemize her. And then if anyone else is playing crew in your lobby, a lot of people are playing classic crew now, which is just the full crew with strategists, which means they hold their Jannas. And then, of course, if anyone's playing Crystal Gambit. So that would be also my other tip. I've seen some people say like, "Oh, I have the perfect spot for it," and then I was in a lobby where 4 people were playing Janna on their board for some variation of it. It can just become hard to hit for the same reasons as we mentioned before.
Yeah, you just gotta be very, very careful with this comp. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, Kabuko's like been like kind of just known overpowered for a while. There
Even
just
after the nerf, they nerfed him. He's been so good.
Yeah, there just hasn't been a good time to reroll with him. Like there was like that time where you could do Kaisa, but the thing is like you like literally needed Rise, and this time you don't need Rise, which is like really, really nice.
Yeah.
I mean you do need to Rise like eventually, but like you can get the Kabuko effect like before you have the Rise, which is really, really nice.
Okay.
But yeah, this unit is like fucking crazy, and also like no one positions around it. Like you kind of want to put your carry like one to the left or one to the right because he hits like the farthest within 4 and just knocks him up.
Oh, we want to position like Akali, right?
Yeah.
But, we can adjust that as well.
Oh, I'm just like talking like enemy carry as well. Like literally no one positions around this Kabuko. Like you just
yeah.
Like you just like I mean I don't even position around this shit. Like you could just change on all the jinxes because they're just trying to greed sniper value.
Well, they view him as a tank and they're not viewing him as like a CC unit, but he is the truth. He is the truth.
And then you shield the Kabuko and then he tasked again.
That's right. It's because Janna shields as well, so it kind of feeds into the best defense, and it's actually just so much. A lot of times, you might be even seeing Kabuko out damage to Janna, just to put it out there. So don't be surprised if you see that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think this comp has like quite a bit of issues as well. Like you kind of need the forecast to cap out, and they're like the most common forecasts in the game that people play.
Yeah. These are the hardest forecasts to hit right now in this.
And then even like even Kabuko might be hard to hit because like Star Guardians like are kind of optimized to the point where people are like always playing Kabuko. So if they all have Kabuko too, you're gonna have a rough time. So I feel like this comp has like a lot of things going against it, but I do think like obviously the board's very good.
Yeah.
So I would just be like very like you have to be very mindful and careful when you play this comp, I'd say, but it's good.
Kabuko is so broken at 2 stars, you can push levels with 3 star. The thing about that is that depends if you can hit the rest of your board. Like if you can hit like Cassante and Jarvan get to that board, like maybe. But you ideally want to play Kabuko 3 if you can. All right, let's talk really quickly about the other big change of this patch, which is Monster Trainer. And first of all, what are your impressions of the Monster Trainer change? And why is Kog'Maw like kind of the only lone survivor of it? It feels like not many people are looking at Rammus and Smolder boards as much, and it's like Kog'Maw.
I mean, it just comes down to how they tune them. They tune Cog decently high. They tune Smolder and Rammus pretty low. The thing is, like, a lot of what Kog'Maw was like even doing last patch that was really, really good. That was like the only times Cog was really, really good the last patch was usually his artifacts as well. And like, it's not like the artifacts got worse, like that much worse if Cog is doing, like if Cog scales less. Like obviously it's like worse, but like your Dawn Core is still going infinite. Your like Shiv is like nothing changed about the Shiv proc. Nothing changed about like the Lich Bane proc or whatever. So
oh yeah, we need to put Lich Bane on here. He has so many good artifacts. We can't actually fit it all in the alt builds, but Lich Bane is definitely one of them. So we'll do an update to that.
And the early game got significantly better. I don't know if you ever played like on previous patch pre-level 15 Cog.
Oh, he was useless.
Yeah, I mean it was straight up a war crime.
It's because he got like so much of his kit was built into his like late game scaling, right? And that's like the power fantasy of Kog'Maw, which is like the scaling.
I mean the other thing is like he didn't get the ability where he gets like attack speed on cast until level 15.
Right.
And the thing is like that ability is so powerful it like determines all the item builds. So like none of the item builds that are actually good on him work like pre-level 15 because they all rely on you getting a bunch of attack speed from casting. So
yeah, but now
like, you would just do nothing. But yeah, now you can, which is nice. I still don't think raw Cog is very good at all. I think
raw
you can like
Cog. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean I think you can play it if you're just like turbo high rolling your units. Obviously you can do like the toggle cheese for Cog, basically guarantee that you're playing uncontested at least the monster trainer. But like, if you're playing raw cog, you probably need like this 3-star like Nico or like Swain or whatever, or in like the bruiser setup, like the 3-star Darius as well. Like you need some other juice if you don't have the artifact. So I mean, you can also do with like Radiant Shoten's like really broken on this unit as well. And they're also like Crown of Demacia, that one augment that go augments.
Heavy as the crown.
Yeah. Like that one is
it's like a super archangels kind of.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of like an artifact in this unit.
Yeah, good breakdown. We also don't have the Bastion version, as some people were asking in chat. The reality is, and this has actually been true of every monster trainer, that you can play any frontline with them.
I mean, like the Bastion version, it's the same. It's just you play the 6 Bastions.
You play 6 Bastions. Like, no, but like people need to know which Bastion they have to 3-star Dishsoap. Is it Swain? Okay. Is it Shen? Is it Xin Zhao? And it's like just whoever you can get, man. But
I mean, ideally it's Swain.
Yeah, ideally it's Swain because it's the same tier as well. Just always think about like the tier that you're rolling for. But okay, so that covers most of our A tier. Kale and Soul Fighter. I mean, those are just comps that I think still do well from the proper positions. If you missed it out, I'll just do a quick breakdown of it. Kale, you want Giant Slayer now. If you haven't heard already, Giant Slayer has been really good for about a patch and a half. You're not really prioritizing the Rage Blades. You can play like a Juggernaut end game because a lot of times Juggernauts could be your best mid game because a lot of times people level for like 4 Wraith. They're playing Jin 1 Malzahar 1 and they're like, I don't get it. I die before level 9 because you're playing awful units that don't do that much if you as opposed to playing the Juggernaut core. So that's my main note about Kale. And then Soul Fighter, I mean, they buff Volibear, so if you get the +1 on Volibear, it's actually quite solid. And in general, it's just the same as usual. It's a really good opener, and it tempos well into the stage 4 if you can kind of hit on time. And it's still really important that you cap with Gwem. Am I missing anything?
I think it's still like the best opener, but people are like playing it less.
You think it's better than Star Guardian opener? Star Guardian opener is like super insane, like Syndra 2.
Wait, what? I mean, Star Guardian opener is like fucking trash compared to this.
You think so? I've seen a lot of people like sell the Soul Fighters to prioritize the Star Guardian opener.
Oh, I mean, it's because you're trying to play Jinx later and you want the units for later. You don't want to go back and play all the 1-star trash. But like,
okay,
like if we're comparing raw board strength, the Soul Fighter opener is like still very OP. It's just like not many people want to end the game with it, so it's like a little awkward.
Yeah. And also, it's like pretty committal with items as well.
I mean, 1 second, I will just prove this really quickly. We'll go to meta TFT early game comps.
All right, I'm gonna open up too on my thing. Hold on, give me a sec. I'm actually really curious. Don't jump. Give me a second.
I always forget where this is located, man.
It's on the overlay. I'll show you. You can look at.
No. I have it on the website as well. Where the fuck is it?
Wait, it can be on the website.
Yes.
All right, I'm sharing it on screen. Here you go.
Bro, this meta TFT, it's too hard to navigate, man. Where is this, man?
You're right. It is showing. I'm showing it right now on the screen, man. If you want. Kalista, Neferi, Lux, Xin Zhao is the highest win rate on stage 2.
Yeah, but then if you look at if you sort by like AVP, it's probably the Star Guardians. But like, I mean,
yeah, exactly. No, I think it's exactly what we described. So win rates in terms of you're playing the opener, but your AVP is better if you end up playing the Star Guardian line. So, and mech is also really good. Honestly, you could justify a handful of openers. As long as your tempo is high, that's also like a big thing about the patch. I mean, Dishsoap said you're not allowed to lose streak this patch. That's basically a symptom of it. So just going over some of these stats. Again, these are early game win rates are also heavily skewed by like people like angling for rerolls or playing hero augments or things like that. So you can't always take them as gospel, but it is interesting food for thought. And then we go back to our tier list. Let's briefly go through the rest here because we're taking most of this episode, I guess, to talk about meta because meta has shifted a ton. Out of all of the actually, I guess we could talk about hero augments. They nerfed 2 hero augments. They nerfed Mundo and Zac. They basically took Zac and shot him in the knees. Mundo is actually still pretty solid. In fact, China actually rates it as the best hero augment still overall, which I thought was interesting. But overall, like every other hero augment just still feels really good to play. Although I will say that Nico is dipping in stats mainly because of how hard it is to hit Nico 3. So it's like a popularity issue. That's not because of performance, but just due to like you can't really get Nico 3 very often. So it's B tier for that reason.
There's currently a conspiracy theory, by the way, that they reduced the appearance rate of all the hero augments except maybe Nico, but maybe Nico's reduced as well.
Can you link it to me?
I don't know. Like, fuck, I think it was on Kim Kim's Twitter or something. Maybe it was someone else. But like basically like they were just like comparing like they're like tracking like separate data. And it was like very, very significant.
Oh, wait. Okay. You're talking about this tweet.
Yeah. I don't actually know the sample size, but like it's matched with my anecdotal evidence as well. So I've seen.
Did Riot secretly reduce hero augment chances? I guess
Like I've seen 0 games of Shen, and like
95% of reduction. Okay, so I guess he's just counting the play rate relative to the previous patch, and it just looks like hero augments are just a lot less often picked.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing is, like Shen should be fucking broken in this meta. I just never see it. Like anyone take it.
Interesting. Sample size is a lot lower. Interesting. Well, you know, that's one way to deal with hero augments. Just make them.
I mean, isn't that for sure bugged? By the way, like going from like 12k to 300.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a huge nerf. I mean, bugged or intended? Maybe that's just like the way they dealt with people complaining about it. I just want to put it out there. I think that's fine. Yeah, maybe it's a controversial take, but like I think it's fine if hero augments are on the rare side. They should be more exciting, I guess, or like cooler to play. Except for protagonist, I think it's time we gave protagonist the Ashe treatment.
I mean, I agree with you, but like I feel like it's not like if it's intended, it should be like publicly known, and if it's not intended, that also kind of sucks. So
yeah, fair enough. Very strange. Okay, I did not know that happened, nor of course do we have any confirmation, but it does point towards that. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, if you see it hero augment, you have a good spot for it, click it. But yeah, also don't
like wouldn't Shin just be nasty into this meta? Like
Shen?
just thinking about it. Yes. I feel like this would be so insane in this meta.
For what reason specifically?
I mean, I feel like it has like as good of a Jinx matchup as you're probably gonna get.
Yeah.
And there's like less like Viego was like the thing that like Heike destroyed this comp, and like there's no more Viego.
Okay.
It's like the biggest one because it would do true damage, and then like it would just stretch your arms like before the Shen could even touch it.
I see. I hadn't seen enough of that matchup to know, so that makes sense. So they nerf his worst matchups, and it can actually withstand the Jinx burst, is what you're saying, right? Because he's tanking himself with the Bastions.
Okay, it's a bit of that. It's mostly just the front line's kind of gross. So
okay, all right. Well, if you guys the opportunity to click the Shen hero augment, maybe you guys should. But every hero augment's really good. Any other comps you want to call out in the B and C tier before we move on? Like anything that feels like you're like it's underrated, or I hate this comp. Or I wish this comp was better. I like it, but it sucks.
I mean, Yasuo's like really broken with snipers.
Yeah, it's super good.
And I want to try this Double Trouble Mundo because people have been saying it's broken, and I've seen it do very well.
Double Trouble Jin Mundo.
I have 0 games on it, so
yeah. It's honestly. Here's like the really like this is like not your guys' problem at all, but we have a problem with our website where we can't separate instances of champions appearing. So this is actually Double Trouble Mundo, but you just happen to play Jhin really often. It's really a Mundo comp, but if we change the portrait to Mundo, then it gets tucked with the hero augment, and there's no separation. We can't separate that.
Yeah.
So just for like the purposes of it, we just like put Jhin because he's like the most common associated. But I actually see people succeed a lot with Double Trouble Gnar because they have Shadow Clone. So you have Shadow Clone on Gnar, and they play like Mundo, and then they can push levels and then add like Varus, something like that late game. And that also works. So that's like the peeling back the curtain a little bit to show you that this is actually not really Jhin. It's actually Mundo that's really broken with Double Trouble. Okay, and then the other comp that I guess I want to ask about why Fast 9 seems to be struggling so much this patch. So we saw that question earlier in chat. Why is Fast 9 struggling so much? The stats are horrendous. If you actually like go, I actually showed this a couple times on stream. If you go to level 9, actually maybe we can do that right now. But if you go to like Meta TFT and you go to the Explorer and you just type in like level 9, just like the filter for every composition that makes it to level 9, it's like a 3.6, which makes sense. If you play like the 6 Bastion and you add in, it goes kind of bad. But if you add in Twisted Fate, you add in Zyra, you add in Gwen, it just gets so bad. And it's largely because if you are stuck on the 1-star versions, you get flamed out so hard. But why do you think Fast 9 is struggling so much this patch, from your perspective?
I mean, we would just have to look at the top of the meta. So the top of the meta is like some Star Guardians, some mech. A lot of these comps just play Cassante. And like you need a lot of single targets in order to kill those comps. And if you look at both the Varus and like the Bastion board, these boards do have 0 single target.
All AoE for the most part.
Yeah, I mean the best you can do is hope your Braum throws their tank out, and then you like get some huge AoE pressure on the backline with like a Braum combo. But that's just not very consistent. Like in order to basically single target their board, you have to have like all of your carries 2-starred and itemized, which is just kind of unrealistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a single target issue. Like especially mech, like you literally cannot kill a mech.
Oh yeah, the mech is just like so much HP and it does a lot of damage. And I think it's still classified as a tank, so sometimes you actually help it even gain mana by attacking.
Yes, you gain mana by attacking.
So it ends up
by getting
really difficult to deal with. So yeah, it's not that Fast 9 is impossible. Obviously, I still see you'll still see a lot of people both on ladder and in the tournament this weekend cap out with the Fast 9 if they get the setup for it. They also nerfed some of the avenues to get there as well. They nerfed Golden Edge for PV rounds. Yeah. They nerfed Mogul's Mail. Right, these are some of the things that like helped get that econ rolling. So it's just become harder. So Fast 9, it's still possible, of course, especially if you're in like the Scuttle Puddle, Triple Prismatic stuff. But try to stay away if you guys can. All right, that wraps up our meta analysis. Honestly, we could probably double that length, but this episode, we don't want to go too long. Dishsoap also has been up for so long prepping for the tournament. Let's go.
No. I'm hitting my second wind.
You're hitting your second wind. Okay. Well, hopefully you're ready for our pop quiz. All right, our pop quiz. We got 5 questions. We'll see if Dishsoap is ready for it. How do you feel like how do you feel like the difficulty in my questions have been lately?
I mean, I don't remember like getting a. I feel like I've gotten a lot of them wrong recently, so probably pretty good.
You struck out pretty hard last week, but you did well in the week before, the 2 episodes before that. So you're not too bad. You're not too bad. You're batting at 50% this set.
I mean, that's not bad.
Okay. All right, let's go into the first question. First question is, what is the lowest win rate champ currently in Raw AVP?
Okay, the thing is, it's actually probably not Ashe because 7 Crystal exists.
Lowest win rate, not AVP, but like, what is the lowest?
Yeah. I mean, it has to be some. I mean, 1 second. I'm just gonna look at the units. I mean, obviously not the stats. I'm not a fucking cheater.
No, he's not a cheater. Dishsoap actually has access to. If he wanted to cheat, he could.
Bro, if I cheat, if I wanted to cheat, it'd be so easy. But okay, builder. Okay, Loki, it's taking a while to load.
No problem. We can edit it. Take your time.
TFTAcademy is just buffering. Okay, whatever. We'll use a different builder. Okay. I mean, Aatrox, he's playing tuning boards. Callista's 8 Soul Fighter. Oh, this is. Well, I feel like it can't be any of the 1 costs somehow. I mean, maybe Ezreal, but like, surely the Yuumi win rate is like not that bad. I mean, honestly, the Yuumi win rate is pretty bad, but if it's like the lowest in the game, like maybe we're down there. I think it probably would have been Kai'Sa in the past, but I mean, actually, like even Kai'Sa has like the comp Kai'Sa has a good win rate, but like now you can play it for like an Akali. I don't know how like that comp's new. I don't really know how much it would be affecting the sample. Bro, it can't be any of the crystal units. What? I'm kind of stumped on this one. I don't think it's Jhin. I'll guess Ezreal.
Okay. Ezreal, lock it in. The answer might surprise a lot of people.
I mean, like Rammus is terrible in the stats. It might be Rammus, but like
it is Rammus. Rammus is at a paltry 8.5%. Clearly gapped by the second worst, which is Kai'Sa. I thought you were gonna guess Kai'Sa based off like the way you're kind of hinting it towards it, but Rammus is pretty bad. That's largely because Rammus is only played in some reroll comps, and the reroll comp that it's played in are mainly top 4 oriented comps, like I guess you play. Have you seen people play like Malzahar Ram as reroll?
Nope.
Okay.
I think Ramesh is just kind of undertuned.
Okay. All right. This next one is sort of like an augment stats question, sort of, which is I'm going to filter in 3-star Guardian, and I'm going to put Jinx in. And so this is referring to Tiny Team. And I'll give you a little bit of a buffer range of about 10th plus or minus. So what do you think is the AVP of Jinx with Tiny Team?
I actually legit have no frame of reference for this. I don't even look at the AVPs for stuff. Like I just look at the delta, like the difference between like two options. I feel like if you're just looking at the raw AVP, you just get baited. So I legit have no frame of reference for this. So I'm going to guess. Usually stuff that's like pretty good is around like the 3.6, 3.7 range. Okay, is it 2-star 3 items or is it just like Jinx?
It's just Jinx because it counts for the Xayah versions, right? Where you're playing like Jinx and Xayah. So I'm trying to say like
3.93.
3.93. That's awfully specific. Well, it's in the 4s. I'm trying to see if I can reveal it here on stream. And the answer is it's a 4.2. It's a 4.2.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably didn't account for it being just Jinx and not 3 item.
Yeah. Because well, I mean, it's still pretty. That's still pretty good because if you actually go Jinx with 3 items, I think it goes into the like the 4.0, 3.79 if you're going for like the Jinx to 3 items. But the issue is that this sometimes accounts for like if you play the Xayah reroll and then you hit like the high roll version of it and you get the Jinx as well.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be somewhere around there, and then like I just added like 0.2, but that was probably not enough.
It is insane though. Tiny Team. That's another thing that they probably should nerf as well. Okay, let's go into question number 3. Question number 3 is 3 rating items got buffed this patch. Quicksilver, Adaptive, and Titan's Resolve. List them from best to worst in terms of just AVP, but the AVP win rate and everything like that stacks the same.
So Titan's, Adaptive, QSS?
That's correct.
So best to worst. I'm surely worse as Titans. This item is just trash. And it's probably like even worse in the test because people probably build on Udyr without reading the patch notes. So yeah. And then I'm just looking at these items.
Oh, for what it's worth, by the way, whenever I filter this, I always filter out like Crystal Gambit just to make sure that it's not like, well, this rating item showed up here, so you know, so that way it's not skewed by that. I feel like that's fair to it's important to note.
I feel like the sample on Adaptive and QSS have to be so low. I don't know. Maybe Adaptive has good stats because like I don't know. Is like the Adaptive from Garantech even good? Like probably not, man. I'm pretty sure that's just not even that good. I mean, what are you making a QSS on?
Akali.
What do you mean? No, but you would never radiant her. It would just
you radiant Nazareth instead.
Yeah. Like I feel like the utility of like, I mean, looking at 40 base, like I mean the stats aren't like that bad. I mean, I'm just going to guess Adaptive and then QSS and then Titans, but I don't know.
Sorry, one more time.
Adaptive and then QSS and then Titans, but I feel like the samples of these have to be like super low because I don't see any of these items.
The answer is Adaptive, and then Titans, and then Quicksilver. I think Quicksilver is still awful. It is just absolutely awful. They buffed it by like a lot, by the way. They gave it like so much stats, but yeah, it does not look like the buffs to Radiant Quicksilver was that good. Why is that, by the way? Why is Quicksilver so bad?
I mean, it's just too slow. It's just such a slow item.
It gave it 40% attack speed.
Oh, we're talking about the Radiant.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many other broken Radiants.
Oh, okay, so it's like the relative gain and loss of that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, got it. Okay, all right. There's not new. The power up Veteran is available for 4 champions. It's available for Xayah, Janna, Katarina, and Kalista. What is Veteran Kalista BIS, Dishsoap? If you're trying to re-roll Kalista as a veteran, relevant sample size, right? I try to get like the sample size big enough. What is Veteran Kalista BIS?
Veteran Kalista BIS. I mean, she gets a ton of AD. like from like both veteran and you're probably at least playing 2 Soul Fighter.
TG. I'll tell you guys right now, it's not these clubs.
I mean, Naturals is like based on all the executioners, but all the other executioners are AP except for like Lee Somebody is a melee. So I wouldn't actually know if it'd be Bissa and Callista. I'm like look, let's just fucking guess Nashers, like fuck it.
Okay.
So we'll guess Nashers. Does he get Rise Mana? Nashers plus Rise Mana, that's like pretty much a Shoten. I mean, probably just GS because the item is busted. And then it would probably be DB if it didn't give the like veteran 80 bonus. Is it like actually just IE though? It seems like probably not. Like IE Hikey has like not that good stats. But like, I mean, I'm just looking at these other items. I mean, you could maybe say guard, but like, there's no way it would be GS and guard. Okay, sorry, I'm taking too long for no reason. Let's just go Last Whisper, or sorry, not Last Whisper. Let's go Nashers GS IE. Fuck it. Yeah, whatever. I mean, that's probably what I would go for.
I don't blame you for not knowing because it is horrendous. It is horrendous. Do not try to play a veteran Callista. But best in slot Callista, in case you guys were wondering, is blue buff. It's blue buff, Infinity Edge, and Guard Breaker / I think the sample size was low, but GS is fine. Or even a Last Whisper. But you really need blue buff in it. It's what really sets her apart. I filter specifically out for Yasuo because you're not playing Yasuo. It's basically the same concept as Janna, but yeah, fun fact. So now you guys know. So go ahead and try it. Shout out to all the gold players who actually do try it because I'm definitely not playing that shit.
That's fucking lit.
All right, last but not least, here's our final question for today, Dishsoap. Our final question for today is, what is currently the best performing 4-star 2-cost in the game? 4-star 2.
Best performing.
If you can find a way to get to 2
yeah,
or 4
yeah.
cost, or 2-cost 4-star. What's the best?
I mean, the thing that comes right off to my mind is Mundo because he has ridiculous HP scaling, and I just assume that gets bigger at wait. What's the question? Two cost 4-star?
4-star 2, like a 2-cost.
Okay.
Reroll
Okay.
units. You can get the 4-star. So instead of so
worth
worth the wait 2, basically. Worth the wait 2, basically.
I mean, I kind of want to guess Mundo because HP scaling is just kind of disgusting. But like, I mean, Cat can just like die, right? Like, I mean, I could see Cat. I feel like she could just die. I mean, I'm leaning still Mundo. Looking at these units, it's either Mundo or Cat for me. Is it like highest win rate or like AVP? Or like best
AVP. AVP, because I think it's like fair to evaluate by. Because if it's the win rate, it's pretty. Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna say more.
The thing is, if you're like making it to like Kaisa, like maybe like Kaisa's not good, but if you're making it there to like 4-star, she probably has a ton of fucking stacks. And you just win. Okay, but like the 4-star would like filter out the low war games, right? So like surely it's actually Kaisa, right? Like the how good the comp is doesn't matter because
I'm wondering if you're asking me or you're asking chat.
No. I'm just like reasoning it to myself. Sorry.
Okay. Fair enough.
Sorry, I'm just reasoning it. Like surely like the how good the comp doesn't actually fucking matter because like if you're actually into the 4-star, you're just filtering out all of the low roll games.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
So I'm going to guess Kaisa because if you make it to 4-star Kaisa, you probably have a trillion stacks.
Okay, Kaisa, lock it in. And the answer is Kaisa was close, depending on how you filtered it. But the answer is Katarina, and it's pretty much true across every rank possible. I just wanted to make sure double that. But Katarina, you were kind of close. Katarina is bananas if you get to their 4-star version of it. The win rate of Vi is also really high. I think I want to say that this is probably for like the insane high rolls where somehow you get the hero augment with it, but I'm not sure if that's true because it's like the earlier augments. Like maybe you get
there's no way that's gonna be that many games. There's probably a Crystal Gambit cash out that gives Vi 4.
Oh, okay, probably. But yeah, Katarina is the best. And but Kaisa is really high up there. She's basically tied for second. Like if you look.
Yeah, I mean thinking about it, like it's definitely I could definitely see how Cat goes crazy.
Yep.
I thought she could just like maybe die, but like I guess not.
Yeah. So close. So some of these answers, I think you're like right there, and then you're just like, I feel like what ends up happening is that you're just basically like there on the second best, and then I'm asking you like what's the actual best. So it's all good. Okay. So today, I think we just want to spend, I guess, our rest of our time here. We don't have to spend too long, and then we can open up to question and answer. But I think people have a lot of problems with right now figuring out their line selection, so especially if you're kind of prepping for a tournament. So let's briefly just go over some, just like another, we're going back to some of our fundamentals because we actually talked about line selection, but if you didn't actually know, we're on episode 32 and we've been doing this podcast for a year and a half. So now we're about like 14 months since we last talked about it. So how are you approaching line selection on a patch where you feel lost specifically? Like people are like, I'm playing this patch, Whiplash, it's a different meta for me. I feel like I'm lost. What are some of the first things that you do building block wise to try to approach improving your line selection on the patch?
First things to do to improve line selection on patch.
I'm taking notes.
I mean, usually I just check this like the stats of the comps and then I just play the comps. But
okay, how to improve line selection when lost on a patch. So step 1, check stats. Okay, what stats are you checking?
I mean, usually just some combination of unit stats plus like comp stats plus like a little bit of like my own filtering to like try to see if there's like any craziness or like any like bad biases. Like for example, on like the last patch, like on this current patch when the patch started, like Volley had some fucking insane stats. I'm like, oh shit, what Volley boards can I be playing? So I then I go to Volley in the Explorer, and then I just like look at every single and then I just filter by play rate of all the units Volley getting played with, and I'm like, oh shit, he's doing a lot well with Soul Fighter. Like, I mean, that makes sense. Like, you just put the Soul Fighter emblem on the Volley. 8 Soul Fighter is kind of good. So, okay, let me just like exclude 8 Soul Fighter and let me see if there's any Volley line worth playing. And then you can see that like in the play rate, like if you do that, it's like 40% with Jinx, and then the other like 20% is with like 7 mech when you already made it to level 9 for like a trait bot for your Yone. So if you exclude all of that, there's actually like you can like play him as like a shitter on your Jinx board. And then like the other stats for that are just like Bastion and like a tiny bit of Edgelord, but like I mean not really. So basically like I went from looking at Volley and like the raw IVP as like, oh shit, this unit might be like good, maybe I can play a Volley comp, and then I look through the stats and like, oh, like not really. He's just like a duo and like some other lines.
Yeah, okay, that's great. That's a great analysis. Okay, cool. For comp stats, I guess that's basically like another variation of what you just said, right? This is units and comp stats. Okay, how do you figure out the other things like when you're at the beginning of the game and you're trying to figure out like what are the best like items to slam for like can I be thinking about playing things like Soul Fighter versus Yumi versus Star Guardians, and you're not entirely sure because it feels like you could play any of those things? How are you navigating those difficult spots when you're like I could take this like generic econ augment, something like a pyromaniac or replication, or I could take like an econ thing? I think people have a lot of trouble in those spots.
Generally as like very very generally, like obviously there's
this high level, not patch specific.
Like very very generally, it's going to depend on what units you are playing around, because like I'm going to keep repeating this until I fucking die. Like the 2-star shitters, like the 2-star 1 cost and 2 costs on these like level 8 boards are so fucking important. Like you actually can't go back and find them later. Like they actually matter so much. So like you just be like playing around them already in the mid game. Like if you're playing like Rel 2 and you don't even have to have a Star Guard open. Like just if you're playing Rel 2 with like a unit that can hold Jinx items, you're gonna be in so much of a better spot to play your Jinx board than like if you were playing it from like Kalista and Neferi. And like vice versa for Soul Fighter. You actually do not want to like hold like a 1-star Neferi, 1-star Kalista on your bench to do like a Soul Fighter roll down. You really want to like be playing into them because the 2 stars are so important. And even if you think they're not important, like you're still going to hold them on your bench, and they're just going to cost you econ late to the game anyways. So like it's like important for board strength and like late game econ management, and like being able to go 9.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's going to depend on your units, and then it kind of goes to items. I don't know. Like if you feel like your items are like pushing you in a way to like where you should only play a certain comp, you should like be really really aggressively holding units for that comp. Um, like I don't know. Like I guess that one patch where like Ash like Colossal was like Rooter Colossal was really good. I would probably like if I have the items for that, I probably wouldn't hold the other openers, and I would just like sell everything and play like and like make sure I hold Udyr 1 like GP 1 like and May 10 like with as if my life depended on it. Because like the items would force you into that comp if it was actually like playable, but like I feel like that's a bad example nowadays.
Yeah.
Like that's more
that aggressively, right? You're like holding.
I mean that's more relevant for like reroll comps.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. How do you determine when you get offered something that feels like you have a hero augment that has like one component that feels like an okay, or you can take something default? Is that scouting dependent, like based on the lobby complexion? Is that just purely off of things like your likelihood to hit? Like how are you approaching those kind of spots where it feels like you go two different lines, but it feels and a lot of people go back to this 2-1 spot. They're like, my line selection was bad. Wish I had played something else completely differently. How do you evaluate those kinds of like mistakes or those kinds of games when you're going back to them?
Do you remember how the start of this question went? Sorry. I don't think I caught the start of the question.
Oh, okay. When you're split between two lines that have big deviations in them, and it feels like you could play either. How do you meaningfully differentiate if you made the right the line selection versus like you should have chose the other one?
I don't know. Like I usually just like play back the scenario in my head. I just like take one. I just try to force myself to take one and then just see how it goes, and then use that knowledge for the future. That's like kind of a bad answer because like there's like
just
not
imagine it, bro. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean that's legit what I do, but I mean the thing is like you can get like super hindsighted doing that. So
yeah, I think the way I would probably rephrase that, just try to think steps ahead and envision how the game plays out. And usually things is like scouting dependent. I think like first of all, you could see how likelihood. I think one of the most underrated things is going back to the items is if you don't have the ideal item start, how likely are you to get it? And I think this is like largely due to you scouting. If you see a lot of people, like let's say there's a KO player in the lobby and you just know that they have a sword and you just know they're going to go for a bow and you know they're going to be loose streaking. And if you don't have a bow for your Shen hero augment, you just can't play the game. Like you're just going to be stuck. That is a spot, and you're likely to win because you're playing a hero augment. You're playing a unit that's stronger. So it's one of those things where if you are identifying the likelihood of you being able to get to those spots, that could just easily be something that you can fix next time because you need to recognize the likelihood of you able to hit those units. And that's not just like the cops units, but items and other things like that. So that's just like one example I think you can use to envision and think farther ahead.
Yep.
Okay.
And then also like just like units being contested is like pretty important as well.
Yep. How contested, how likely you can get items, and also like lobby tempo too. One of those things too is maybe it's a good augment, but everyone has a crazy augment. Like let's say you take a really good generic augment that is good in a prismatic lobby, but then you scout around, you see 5 people going for like crazy econ, and you just know that the lobby is going to cap extremely high. That might change a little bit of the context of whether or not you think you can play for like a lower cap composition that plays for a safe top 4. You're instead going to be playing for a 5th and 6th. That's pretty much, I think, the core of it. I don't think we need to go. Is there anything else, like small notes you want to make about line selection in general? Is there any questions you guys have a chat about anything line selection or just in general while we solve?
Stalling. I mean, I don't really have anything that's like on top of my mind at the moment.
No, I think this is a pretty good, simple 1, 2, 3, 4. Going back to the basics as well, because we get a lot of questions in our Discord server. We get a lot of questions just always in chat about it and whatnot.
Kerm was about to say the dumbest shit, by the way. I can already tell.
Kerm's about to drop a question. If you guys have anything, we're gonna close this out with some viewer Q&A. If you guys want to type anything out, what are some things that you think you're gonna work on this week going into TPC? You said that you need to clean up some of your mistakes. Is there any major? You don't have to start going to specific, but what are the categories you're thinking about going into this weekend?
I don't know. I just need singular games on like these rare lines. Like last tournament, I mean I guess it's my fault, but I didn't have a single game of like Mudo Hero Augment like after they changed the range, and I felt like slightly
You just need reps.
underprepared on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I don't know, it's a fucking hero augment. It's not like I could just force reps.
No,
like, I just
especially if
didn't
it's
see it.
rare.
Yeah.
That means you still probably don't have a game on Mundo Hero Augment. Or I guess you do from the last cup, but yeah. Okay, Kerm asks, what do you do with no upgrades, generic augment, an open rod, and no reroll angle from your box? I guess he means the stage 1 orb.
I mean, low key, you can just send the Yumi, man. Like low key.
Really? Okay. Yumi reroll. You know, there's some people who are one tricking Yumi on ladder, and it blows my mind, but they're not running it down. So I've seen.
I mean, if you get a Cassante too, your average on Yumi like actually has to be pretty good. The problem is good advice. Thank you, 10. Bro, there's no you're fucking 10 lossing, man. I actually think it's impossible to 10 loss if you're trying.
Yeah. What do you do with a tier glove and a cloak start? Like, I guess there's nothing that's really obvious in terms of slams. This patch?
I mean, ideally, you're just getting a sword, and then it's like super easy. But
are you willing to lose streak for that to try and get the carousel pick?
I mean, I for sure wouldn't slam anything.
Yeah, nothing is particularly good off of those slams. If you are like in a spot where you must win for whatever reason, let's say you took Warpath, it would probably just be adaptive, play around the glove. But I don't know if I'm happy with that either.
I mean, you should never take Warpath with those items.
Yeah, but I'm just I don't even know how you end up.
I mean, you can also get Rod, and then JG tier is pretty reasonable. So, like I think you have like kind of two options. I would probably hold like the mech opener for that reason.
Going to the concept of flexing 2 comps on a roll down, what point do you commit to a comp if you have 2 copies of everything? Well, in the ideal world, it's whichever is the strongest of the comp. So if you're rolling down and you're split between Sorcerer, Karma, and 7 mech, for example, and you hit Yone, you just pick whatever's the stronger comp in that situation. But if you're in the exact, I can't think of a situation where there's not clearly one better line.
No. The thing is, like sometimes you're like holding like 2 comps, but you don't actually have like the thing that like pushes you into the other thing.
Like if you're rolling like Rise and Yumi or something, and you're holding Archangel's voice staff.
Okay, no, there has to be like a little similar. There has to be like a little bit of a similarity here.
Akali.
So it would probably be like Sork and like Mental Rise or something.
Okay,
like that because like you're like holding or like mech like with both of those lines as well. Like obviously like if you hit the Yone, you should do it, but like you can't rely on hitting Yone. So like if you're like close, if you're like pairs of the other stuff, just like sell like the other board and like roll for your forecasts, like roll for the Karma and other dog shit.
Okay.
If you're rolling for 2 comps that have no overlap, you are trolling. By the way, like if that is the scenario,
because the Spencer does that all the time, and he's crazy.
If that's the scenario we are discussing, like just don't do that.
Yeah, fair enough. Hi Sarah. Bellum asks, what do you do with the bad opener, bad components, and horrendous augment choices? You play for a 6th. You recognize what's the most likely thing you can do. A lot of times people reroll from there, understanding they're going to win stage 3. Win as much as you can now, and try to preserve HP and try to play for a replacement. Just spend your resources.
Yeah, stage 3 early, stage 4.
Yeah.
You can't fall off the cliff on stage 4 from those slots. Stage 4 is actually like I mean, at least I think early stage 4 is usually like the most important time for placements.
Yeah,
like the rounds. So if you can find some way to be strong on those rounds, you're probably not going 8th, which is like not that bad.
Yeah. And then finally, what are some general tips to cap your boards? I would say that going back to we actually talked about this I think a year ago in one of our episodes, but there's 2 things. Mainly is your positioning. Your positioning is probably costing you a lot, assuming relative equal strength of board value. Positioning is probably costing you way more than you think it is. It's often what's separate. Think about it like a late game League of Legends fight. When both teams are super stacked, what ends up being a lot of times like a big difference maker is just being a couple pixels off can change the entire course of the team fight. It's the same concept in TFT. If you're just a little bit out of position, it can change everything. So think about your positioning a lot more thoughtfully. And the second is sometimes you have to identify if you can play for the win off of your augments. A lot of times I think there's actually kind of been an obsession of like everyone picking items in econ and econ items and just more items in econ. But Dank Memes won the Tactician's Cup off of Mech Mentor. This is back when Rise was still good and playing Socialite, by picking at least 2 combat augments and recognizing that he could actually find a way to beat a lot of these boards and play when you're not like high rolling and playing from ahead to actually be more stable in the 1-star variation, because Socialite was that busted. And he was picking at least 2 combat augments, sometimes even 3. So that's when you can like play for the high wins. And he won 60 to 70% of his games that weekend. I mean, obviously he's better player than the field, but that's like a way you can think about capping boards. Okay, that's all the time that we have. Thanks everyone for sticking around for this edition of TFT Study Hall. So Dishsoap, this weekend, get your world spot 6 in a row. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, I just don't want to. I just don't want to go to week one.
Yeah.
That's like actually the goal.
Yeah. I mean, get to week 2, get your TP spot for next sets. How well do you have to do this weekend to get that? Do you know?
I think I'm like tied for like, I'm in a 3-way tie for 10th, so I'm basically like 12th at the moment, or like I might be like a 3-way tie for like a like I'm like right on the fucking. So I probably need like, I mean, I don't know, like at least top 16.
Okay, a reasonable performance in day 2 is what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's get it. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be on Soul Fighter Cup. I'll be covering it, and let's all wish Dishsoap good luck and send him our energy, as well as anyone's favorite pro. If you guys want to check out more content, make sure to check out TFT Academy for guides, our tier list. We update everything as well. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, checking this on YouTube, so on and so forth, make sure to give us a like, subscribe, 5 stars, whatever it is, because that stuff that just continues to help the podcast and we can keep doing what we love. So that's it from Frodan and Dishsoap. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time for more TFT action. Peace out.
See ya.